Good morning, my dear students. This is Bhaktavachala, Associate Professor, Department of EEE, PBR Viswadaya Institute of Technology and Science. So, due to this pandemic disease, the classes are officially going through online for this semester. In this regards, I am taking electrical distribution systems for 4th BTech semester 1 students. So, in this subject, what is the electrical distribution systems? What are the different classifications of electrical distribution systems? And what are the various equipment which involved in smooth functioning of electrical distribution systems? Those design characteristics, all we are going to be discussed in this paper. So let us see what's the overview of the electrical distribution systems. So in this regards, let us initiate with the generalized block diagram of the power system. So power system, we all are aware, so it has three parts: generation, transmission, as well as the distribution. So part by part, we observing what is what. So generation, what is the generation? So electrical power generation, it will help of the electric power stations. Those are established very remote places. So where the electrical energy is to be generated, it will help of the different forms of energy like hydel, thermal, and nuclear. Nowadays, it will help of the renewable energy sources also. The electrical power is to be generated. So the generated voltage nominally 11 kV, or nowadays 22 kV already come into service. So those voltages are to be stepped up with the help of the power transformers. So what is the essence of the power step upping is to transfer the low voltages to the various places. So it has so many drawbacks due to in the form of losses as well as in the form of reduced efficiency. That is the reason it is to be stepped up to higher voltages and then transferred through the transmission systems. So here, this is the place where the generated voltages are to be stepped up into a higher voltages like 132 kV, 220 kV, 440 kV, 760 kV, like this. These voltages, and then transferred through the transmission system, which consisting of a steel towers. It has a high mechanical strength which can carry the power from generating station to up to the sub-transmission substations. The sub-transmission substations are located very nearer to the load centers, where the higher voltages are to be stepped down into a moderate low voltages like 33 kV and 11 kV, and these voltages are to be going to the load centers where the distribution substation is to be located. So in generation, power is to be generated. In transmission, the power is to be transmitted, and finally the power reached to the distribution substations. So the distribution substation is the intermediate point between the transmission as well as the end consumers. So in this regards, the distribution system, what it has, where it commenced is, so it commenced from the distribution substation onwards to the end consumer. So in this paper, the electrical distribution systems, so we are going to analyze the part from distribution substation onwards to until the end consumer property. So in this regards, what are the various classification of distribution systems? Why? Because the consumer utilizes different kinds of loads, resulting the power factor is continuously changing, load is continuously changing. We have to monitor the power status very constantly, so that we need to have a power factor correction equipment, automation. There are so many parameters which we need to discuss in this paper. So this is the simplified overview. It has a generation, transmission, as well as distribution. So in this paper, exclusively we relevant to the distribution substation to the up to the end consumer. So let us see the simplified overview of the power system. What we discussed in above, so that is to be simplified into three systems. One, it is the generating systems, transmission system, as well as the distribution system. Okay. In generation system, with help of already we discussed that 11 kV or 22 kV generators are generated the electrical power, and those voltage levels have to be stepped up and transferred through the transmission system, and then utilized in the distribution system. So utilized in the distribution system here, so there is a step down transfer, so step down transformer which is located in the distribution substation, and this distribution substation onwards to the power is to be transferred through the end consumer. The part exists between the distribution substation to the end consumer is known as the distribution system. So see what's the general organization of the syllabus. So this subject deals with 5 units as usually as per the JNTU Anantapur academics. So every subject has 5 units in the R15 regulations. In this regards, the unit number 1 consisting of load modeling and characteristics, and unit number 2 is the classification of distribution systems, and unit number 3 is the substations, and unit number 4 is the power factor improvement and correction, and unit number 5 is the distribution automation. So these are the 5 units in which we are going to discuss about all the 5 units. So let us see the one by one. What is the unit number 1? So unit number 1, it consisting of load modeling and characteristics, what it has internally. So in this regards, the load modeling and characteristics, so because the distribution system completely the user friendly in the sense the consumer relevant is. So those are utilizing different kinds of loads. Those characteristics are different from one consumer to the other consumer. So therefore, at any time we have to be model the load and analyze those characteristics. Yes. So and different parameters to understand the technology of the distribution system, we have to define various definitions such as the load factor, loss factor, demand, coincidence factor, contribution factor. So what is this in essence? This is the basic terminology used to understand the distribution system phenomena, and also obtaining the relation between the load factor as well as the loss factor. With this the mathematical expression, and then the classification of loads. So we are observing the loads are differently classified: residential loads, commercial loads, agricultural loads, and industrial loads. Yes. So along with this contents, some of the numerical problems also going to execute in this unit. So that is the unit number 1, load modeling and its characteristics. Next, unit number 2, classification of distribution system. Classification of distribution systems in the sense the power is to be transferred from distribution substation to the consumers based upon the 2-wire system, single phase system, or 3-phase system, 3-phase 4-wire system like this. Otherwise, sometimes it may be AC distribution, DC distribution. These all are comes under the classification of the distribution systems. So in this unit, we are going to discuss about the classification of distribution systems, and also the design consideration of the distribution system. Basically, distribution system consisting of 2 parts. One is the primary distribution, another one is the secondary distribution. And primary distribution, it has a feeders. Secondary distribution, it has a distributors. So therefore, those design considerations are mandatory for us. That's the reason these design considerations are discussed based upon the 2 parameters. One is the voltage levels, another one is the feeder loading. And this basic design practice of the secondary distribution system. So here also secondary distribution, it is very close relevant to the consumers. So what it has a distributors, and distributor is a one type of transmission line to transfer power to the consumers. And similarly, some of the numerical problems to calculate the voltage drops in the primary distribution as well as the secondary distribution. And similarly, unit 3 consisting of substation. So this is the most important place in distribution system where the power is commenced from the transmission systems to substations, and substations to the end consumers with the help of the primary distribution as well as the secondary distribution. So in this unit, what is the location of substations? What is the rating of the substations? What is the benefit derived through the optimal location of the substation? That means that load center is here to locate very far away to the load center so that the drop is very high. To avoid that one, optimum location of the substation is very essential parameter in the substation location. So therefore, benefits derived through the optimal location of substation is one of the major concern. Another one is the classification of the substations. Classification means indoor substations, outdoor substations. So like this, based upon this, the substations are to be classified. Next, bus bar arrangement in the substation. So this is the one of the crucial arrangement. Why? Because the best or good distribution system is one which always provides the accurate service to the consumers without any interruption. That is most important for us. So in this regards, the substation maintains the bus bar system in such a way that during the repairs and maintenance point of view, without interrupting the power to the consumers, all the repairs and services has to be complete. And this is the unit number 3. So which is purely belong to the theoretical orientation. Next, the unit number 4, which is the power factor correction. Why? Because the consumers utilizes the different kind of loads, maybe resistive loads, inductive loads, and capacitive loads. And other consumer is different with the another some other consumer. So therefore, due to different kinds of utility, the power factor is slightly adjusted. For example, a resistive load you are taking, the power factor is unity. But the fan you are taking, fan is the inductive load. So like that, the load is varying, and the electrical appliances which is having different power. Suppose the load is inductive load, it utilizes use the very low power factor, maybe hardly a 0.4 or 0.6. So in this unit, how to correct that power factor, how to improve that power factor with the help of a capacitor compensation. Yes. So this first of all, what is the voltage drops? Voltage drop and power losses are to be calculated in the primary balanced lines. And then what is the manual methods of solution for radial networks? And then the causes, identifying the causes of low power factor, and then adopting the methods of improving power factor. So in this regards, the capacitor compensation is the best method for power factor control, and also reactive power injection. And the procedure to determine the best capacitor location, and also belongs to the numericals along with the power factor correction. So these are some of the important points which is going to discuss in the unit number 4, which is the power factor improvement. Next, unit 5, which is the distribution automation. So distribution automation. So far, the unit number 1 onwards to the unit number 4, whatever we study, all those are manual methods of calculations, manual connections, and manual equipment. But this is for R15 syllabus. This unit is recently involved in your syllabus. So this is the distribution automation. Automation nowadays, every process is going to automate. For simplifying, the works has to simplify. What is the alternative in the sense? Automation is the alternative one. Automation in the sense, instead of man by machines are doing the works, that's all. So this is in it going to discuss about the distribution automation and also the terminology used to understand the distribution automation. And this is the one of the greatest tool to automate the entire substation. This is the supervisory control and data acquisition, SCADA. This is known as the SCADA. And consumer information service, geographical information systems. This is the one of the system which records all the data belongs to the electrical distribution systems, and automatic meter reading. So this is all are a kind of technology for minimizing the manpower, everything. And automation systems, how to automate the feeder, transformers, everything. So these are the contents in which we are going to discuss about the distribution automation. So therefore, all these 5 units will discuss in further one by one. So this is the simplified overview of the subject. At this, I thank you all, and I will start the unit number 1 from the next class onwards. So anybody having any doubts, here my mail ID and contact number is available. You feel free, you make a call, otherwise mail me, I will respond. So electrical distribution system, in the first class we discussed about the electrical distribution systems overview. Thank you one and all.